Well, I think it's time that I did an update. So I'm starting off with the bees, and as you can see, they are extremely busy. And I'm going to move away from them in a moment because I'm really very allergic to them. So let's begin to go away from them right away. And then this is an area of the garden that clearly needs more development. We come round, and here is famous Ollie, who's constantly following me around. Hey, Jolly. And then come down through this little area here. You can see the pond in the background, and this little mini pond here. I very much like these embryanthiums. Which remind me of my time partly spent in Africa. And then coming down through this bed, what I think of really as the windy bed. There are all sorts of lovely things growing all around. Not sure if you can see them properly. Oh, this is one of my favourite new plants, Tradescantia, another South African plant. And then if you get amongst all of these, see all these others. Gorgeous dark colours of that butterfly bush there. The Cornus contorta really found the very dry weather very difficult, despite me watering it all the time. And never mind, black-eyed Susans, we don't call them that here, growing nicely. You see the Cosmos daisies, there are lots of those around. Thank you very much indeed to Madalena. And then this, they call it angel's wings. It's a type of Senecio, I think, which came from Natalia. Then down on this side over here, again, lots of things growing away rather well. It looks probably on the film rather scruffy, but actually in reality it doesn't look too bad at all. I really love this hollyhock here. It's a great deal more purple than I'm sure this makes it look. It came from my sister. Then around the rest of the garden, come to the more formal bit with the fish pond in the middle, and then up the top there, nice seating area. The grass deliberately left rather rough, makes it feel much more informal if you do that. And then here is the pond with the goldies in it, and if you wiggle your finger they actually come, as you see. Managed to tame them down into doing that, but a certain dog gets rather jealous if you do this. He's drinking the water because usually I feed them at the same time, and he drinks the water to pull the fish food over so he can lap that up as well. Going round, see the vegetable, well, regenerative agricultural part doing quite well. An enormous number of blackberries growing. Need to get on and pick those again. And 2 lots of courgettes. We've had a few pickings from there. And then the other soft fruits and rhubarb and so on over this area. Doing quite nicely, really, better than I thought. Over here, this is the wild part. I've already started planting little trees here. So there's a hazel here. There's a holly somewhere, just round about here somewhere. There's the holly there. A little beech, a rowan, and a small, tiny little oak. Various other things dotted around in here too. There's another butterfly bush over there. And this will grow up into a minute wood. You can probably see there's also grass beginning to grow in this area, which is ideal. That's just what I'm looking for. I'll be transplanting other plants into this area too in the near future. Once the autumn comes, they'll survive quite nicely. Here we come into the rest of the wildlife area, Amongst the Wildlife is jolly, doing his bit again, and Prankster has made a little nest over here. He was scared off when I was doing some gardening earlier on. Hump is looking quite good. Then this pond here, you can begin to see things in it growing away rather nicely, including this very pretty little water lily which came from Stephen and Mary. It divided into two, so there's another one over there. Then the other marginal plants came from Paula. Those there and up in the corner. I rather like the way they give their reflections in the water, then reflection of the house itself, which is again to me wonderful. Bees are collecting water over here, and then we've had dragonflies and damselflies and other things, and there are skimmers, great and lesser water beetles, loads of other insects and insect larvae in this water, and one dog again, his hairy head. Can I see any others? The water boatmen, skimmers, whirligig beetles. I can't actually see any at the moment. Those ones that flit along the surface, there don't seem to be any in those in a minute. When we filled it with water, it's extraordinary. Within an hour of even filling the bottom part, there's a great diving beetle in there straight away. Also other things going along the surface here. Big spider nesting in this log, which is rather good. Anything else? I think that's about it really. One or two of my current favourites. There's this very pretty yarrow here. I love this. I tend to like umbellifers. It's quite interesting. We've got just beginning to come out already, and they shouldn't be. Michaelmas daisies. Well, as the name tells you, they're really an autumn thing. And this very sweet campanula here. So there we go. There's the garden as it is now. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll upload that later on. Your prayers. God bless you.